This could be Logan's first one, so you might have to explain it again.
No, don't even explain. Just go.
Not a problem. I usually explain it every time. It's a pretty simple game. We are playing hot takes, and essentially what I do is I read off a statement that's on one of these cards, and then it's up to you guys to agree or disagree. Matt, at the end of us saying our agree or disagree and making our arguments, after that, Matt will make a poll, and it's up to the audience to decide who made the best argument and should it be agree or disagree. So, today's hot topic: Christmas is overrated. Do you agree or disagree?
Ooh. All right, Logan. We did it. Yeah. That gives us more or less, all of you time to trickle in, and more of us, try to give Logan an extra minute. He told me he would be here 1 minute before. He's officially 1 minute late, but hey, he runs on apparently Eastern Standard Logan time. So what are we going to do? So he's going to come in hot. The dog's going to bark. It's going to be an absolute chaos. But when you get in here, feel free to put booze in the chat for Logan. And Toby, he's not back, I guess, from the trip. I think he heads back today. And obviously you guys probably follow Toby on all social media, so you know what he's got going on. So hopefully, Toby, I know you will make it back safe. Hopefully you get some rest after the wild time that potentially you guys are having. I don't really know. Never been on a show, so I don't know what happens. I just assume you guys hang around and have tickle fights, maybe a pillow fight. And with the company that you were with, I think that's what you guys were doing. Either way, the voice that you hear, that's me. I'm Matt. I'm Beard Laws. You have Brandon, Jay McDermott with the stash that just looks better every week. He's blowing kisses and can't see him, but you can hear him in the background. We got a guy producing the show. We're going to see how he produces the show, and it's producer Zach.
Hey, it's going to be bad.
Hey. And we're not really sure what we're going to talk about, but apparently we're already thanking YouTube members with the banner. I don't know why we ended up.
Because nobody set up the banner for this episode.
Oh, I did it on the wrong. I did it on the other one. That's on me. Oh. So we'll put that in there. Yeah. So I have multiple brands on here, and I did the wrong one. So here we'll do this one. No, I say I had the right one right there.
What do you mean?
It's 157. Boom.
Oh.
Wow. Producer Zach can't read. Look at that.
I told you it's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad. But either way, all right. It's episode 157, the Beard Laws podcast. Ladies, gentlemen, whatever you identify as, Tom Brady is apparently single, and we're going to talk about it. Not a lot, because we're not, like a sports show or a soap opera show or get into drama, but that's pretty big news. And he's getting a lot of offers already from, see, there's Logan just ruining the show.
See, now, when he said when Logan gets here, put booze in the chat.
Yes.
I'm not sure if he meant actually type boo or to throw in some alcohol, but both would be a winner.
Yes, when he gets in, make sure you flood the chat with boo. Feel free to thumbs down, whatever, because this show clearly stinks. But either way, yeah, we're gonna talk about that because again, Tom Brady, big news. And how was he? How drunk was he? I think I put that in there. He was how drunk? That's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna finally go over the picker wheel question of one of our drunkest moments that we feel like sharing with you. So again, yes, Logan finally did make it. So everybody, thumbs down and booze in the chat to Logan. 4 minutes late. 4 minutes late. Oh, I'll be here 1 minute before the show.
I thought I would.
1 minute before the show.
Send your beehole pics to Logan at beardlaws.com.
It's already on.
Good
already
job.
Everything's good except
Hi,
for your
everyone.
light. Turn your light on.
All right, I'll turn my
And yeah, as you guys can see, this the ticker on the show is from Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, Jeremy Littall. Great dude, great snacks, and he's got a cool little hunting deal going on. He's taking 10% off until the 9th because it's his weekend hunting special, which is happening now. So you can take 10% off. He's got anything you can think of, from summer sausages to pickled stuffed olives. So feel free to check that out. Kickassbeefjerky.com. You guys can use code BeardLaws. It's not going to work, I don't think. But maybe Toby's got a code. Maybe, the regulators have it. I don't know. There's a bunch of people that have a code. You can try it out or just pay full price. $75 over free shipping. Brandon, I'm going to have to get you a couple of bags of this so you can try it on the show. I know you did beef jerky last week, but we'll mix in some more jerky.
Sounds good.
It's good stuff. I've also had the Bloody Mary mix. Not a huge Bloody Mary guy, but it was pretty good. It was pretty decent. Big.
Yeah, I like my Mary's unbloodied, but.
Yes. I think I'd be more of like the Caesar with the Clamato juice potentially than the actual tomato juice. There's something about alcohol and tomato juice, just not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I can sense that. I love the clamato. And if I like clam juice, it's fucking amazing. It's terrific. It's great.
I mean, I like tomato soup, but
Yeah.
I feel like I want to. It feels like it needs to be a meal and something that I want to enjoy, not quite a drink. You know what I mean? But
I want to share a story, and I know this drink is widely shared, and it's not novel to anybody. But I was in a line at a grocery store several years ago. I was over the age of legal age to drink, and I had a 6-pack of beer in my hand. And this guy behind me,
wait, they make beer in 6-packs?
they do.
I haven't bought a 6-pack in a long time.
I'm not much of a drinker, as you guys know.
Right.
Drank or was drunk. This guy was pretty lit. He was like, let me tell you a little secret, buddy. You take some orange juice and you mix it with your beer. Oh, I was like, orange juice? Okay, you're drunk. You had too much. Somebody get this guy. Went home. Must have been weeks later. Had a beer left. Saw the orange juice. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Did it about 50-50. Holy shit. First of all, that'll fuck you up. Second of all, it is terrific.
Wait, what was it? It was beer and orange juice?
Yeah. So you do
like a brass monkey.
I don't know what it's called. It's probably something that
you know
already
the song
exists.
Brass Monkey, Beastie Boys?
That funky monkey.
Brass monkey. So what you do is you get yourself a malt liquor like a Colt 45, drink it down to the label, put the orange juice in there, and that is a Brass Monkey. And that is we used to do those allegedly for breakfast. We'd call them sidewalk slams as well. We'd go get a 40 and we would just sit down, we'd do that, and we would slug it in the one chug on the curb of the Twin Bridges. Shout out Twin Bridges.
Allegedly.
Shout out Twin Bridges.
Allegedly. So producer Zach, if you want to get yourself together, maybe get some lighting, we'll put on the terrible camera. And we got room for one more. And it's weirding me out. Not only that I didn't wear red, that we have 3, not that we need to have 4, but we might as well have a good balance and maybe give producer Zach some motivation to actually produce the show a little bit, and we'll put him on camera. So good evening to everybody, and obviously, guys, this is episode 157. Thank you everybody for checking out the episode last week, the 3-year, I almost said the 1-year anniversary, 3-year anniversary show. It was an absolute blast. Congrats to all the people that won some shit, and shout out to our sponsor, Genesee, and 1878. They're out of Rochester. Great beer. But what's really cool is they just came out with this brewer series that they're going to be doing. All right. Not like the Milwaukee Brewers, but they've got this series that the brewers of Genesee are going to come out. They're going to come up with some different releases. And they just released an Imperial Stout, which is absolutely amazing. The artwork is pretty cool. Kind of reminds you of like the stained glass, I guess, in a church. And it's got a cool little thing. The Genesee beer signs, lights, and everything that helped shape the 70s in Rochester. Maybe people even have them tucked away in their corner. It's just going to kind of be a reminder of a vintage beer sign on the beer label. From what I understand, I heard they're not up in this area quite yet. They're very limited. So if anybody in the Rochester, Syracuse, any of that area can snag a 4-pack for me, I'll pay you back. But from what I understand, it's 4. It comes in a 4-pack of Tall Boys for $15. Imperial Stout. Thing is amazing. Make sure you guys check it out. Yes. Look at this. John knows Genesee Cream Ale kicks ass. That's what we're drinking in studio tonight. We got that. We got a red eye. Looks like we got a little light one over there. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything. So thank you to our friends at Genesee. If you guys want to know if there's Genesee near you, just go to GeneseeBrewery.com or GeneseeBeer.com and just go to the Finder, and you'll find some beer no matter where you are.
Want to hear something fun, Matt?
I'm a little scared, but yes.
The glass featured on that can art.
Yes.
I have that glass.
No shit.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
That's not like fun. I mean, like I'm not having a great time because you told me that, but it was a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring producer Zach.
Hey!
This just in, Matt's an asshole.
Oh, 100% asshole. So we do apologize. He is running off a very terrible camera. We did not have a ton of time. I didn't really plan this ahead of time. There's cameras all over the place, but for whatever reason, we have given him.
He looks good.
One. He looks okay. Looks okay.
About as good
Yeah,
as
that's
got.
right, Matt. We're live here from the Genesee Brewery. Yup, that's right. Yup, Imperial Stout everywhere in cans. Where beer is available.
So we could go on the fly, potentially add a high def camera if you feel froggy, but if not, just leave it. Don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, so
Multicam.
Woo for terrible terrible camera. That's okay. Hey, like I said, we weren't prepared, and it just makes him look a little worse, and that's okay. Sometimes he deserves to look.
My head looks smaller on this camera, which is nice.
Yeah, it's not a big head, but nobody really cares about your head. So let's talk about something that somebody's head they truly care about. Tom Brady. It's all over the news. And like I said, we're trying something different. We want some kind of prevalent news. And who doesn't want to talk about Tom Brady? Yes, he wears Uggs. Yes, he kisses his son right on the mouth. A little too inappropriate. We could go on and on about that. But apparently, allegedly, he's getting divorced to the one and only Giselle. I can't say her last name because it's got squiggly lines and a bunch of vowels. Does anybody really know how to say the last
Isn't
name?
it Munchin?
I think it's
I think it's with a B.
I think it's Bunchin.
Bunchin.
That's how you say that?
Yeah,
I think it's
Bunchin.
Bunchin.
Oh, silent D. So, well, apparently she
Bunchin.
has had too much
Bunchin.
silent D, hence the.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you. I just made that.
Wow.
So a little back history that they listen. I'm trying to talk. If you could stop yelling, that would be really great. I'm trying to talk about Tom Brady and his divorce to Bunchin. What a terrible name. No wonder why he's right. Hey, it's the Bunchins.
I could get over the name pretty quick.
They could have hyphenated. They could have
Yeah.
been Brady Bunchins.
Oh, well, that camera looks much better.
That's
See?
good
I
too.
didn't,
looks
You
I
guys
don't
are on
think
a
it
roll.
actually switched, did it?
I think it looks. I don't know.
100%.
Looks good.
I can't be the IT guy and the producer and the guy talking all the time. Like, that's your job. All right. So they were married in 2009 after beginning their relationship in December 2006. That's 3 years before. Okay. The start of their journey to love was a little bit rocky because apparently when they got together, Brady's ex-girlfriend was preggo with the football star's first kid at the time. Then they had a couple of kids together. They've been married for 13 years. And yeah, he probably kisses them all still on the mouth. So this was on another podcast I was listening to the other day. They got talking about obviously Brady and and if anybody, I'll give you guys a minute to kind of talk about the divorce if anybody actually cares. But they got talking about the kissing on the mouth thing and how it was way too long, and then it was how at one point, you know what I mean, like we're all dads here, and for me, it's already at the age where I don't go for the lips. Like it's a kiss on top of the head. I don't know. You stop aggressively typing. You're registering Richter scales on a camera. You're gonna make the viewer sick.
I'm trying to produce the show.
Holy fuck! We gotta take him back off here soon. Sorry to all the viewers. We are not on a boat. We are not in the ocean. We'll be better prepared next time. So I asked you guys. At what age do you think it's inappropriate to still kiss your kids on the lips?
I still kiss my kids on the cheeks. Like when I left to come here, I kiss them on the cheeks. Every once in a while, you miss. I probably got my youngest on a half lip today. Like, I don't know. I never had a problem with it then. Like,
and I'm not out here
saying
saying
just won a Super Bowl. He's not worried about where he's just trying to kiss his kid because it looks good for the cameras and he's happy and he loves his kid. And I think they made way too much out of it. That's my take.
Okay.
My daughter.
It's funny thoght but
my daughter's not 2 yet, and she kisses open mouth. She'll get when I say give me a kiss, she goes
yeah.
Listen, I don't care if you're 25 years old and still kissing your dad on the lips. I don't kiss my father. I haven't talked to him in 10 years, but I used to kiss my grandpa even until he died when I was 14 on the lips. I think it really just comes down to, like, are you sexualizing a relationship with your father and a child? Because that says more about you than it does about what's going on. Now,
that's exactly what I thought.
If something's happening within and it's weird, that's fucking wrong. Okay. But generally speaking, I mean, like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Closed mouth lip kissing. Wanted to make sure we're on the same page here because there's definitely a different thing there.
Yes, and if you're on a much different page than what he's saying, feel free. There's a little X in the bottom corner, or you can press the escape key on your computer, or just swipe us out of there because we ain't got time for that. But yeah, and I'm not trying to start a debate or make anything weird. I just it was just a cool conversation that those guys had, and it was just kind of like I'm curious. We're all dads here. Where is and I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It's just like you said, based on preference. And for me, like my kiddo's approaching 10 years old. So for me, it was just years ago. It's just a quick, like, top of the head, forehead, cheek or something like that. And Elo makes a great point too. Forehead kisses keep you from getting sick when they are, and kids are always fucking sick.
I more like Brandon. I more so thought it was weird when people were like, "Oh my God, he kissed his kid on the lips, the pervert." It's his own freaking child. Like, why are you focused on that? Dude just won a Super Bowl, and that's what you're looking at. Like,
They're jealous.
It was right. They wanted to kiss Tom Brady on the lips, and they couldn't.
And the observation just says more about you, and not you, but more as the person who sees it than anything else.
Made a big deal of it. And there was a lot of people.
There was somebody, I can't remember the senator's name, who was a part of the JFK investigation afterwards, after his assassination. And basically he said, look, how you view what happened to JFK and whether it was some crazy conspiracy theory or is it, as we said, says more about you as a person than it does about what actually happened. And the interpretation, and I know that's a weird analogy to pull from, but I'm just, yes, like, it says more about you.
I remember like ESPN having like, you know, those talk shows, they had the thing about Tom Brady lip kiss. And like, you are a sports and entertainment, but news source. Like it was bullshit. I'm still mad about all that. And I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan. I'm not trying to stick up for him, but I think that
sounds like
if you're right, but if you're going to dig deep into a father-son relationship that's not yours and someone else's, that, you know, whatever, like, I think you're searching. You suck. Yeah.
Well, they actually had like child psychologists and stuff come on there, and they were like, yeah, it's not a good look. It's a little past the age. I mean, it's scientifically proven, but at the end of the day, they're like, hey, it's your family, it's your thing. If it's happy, but he's probably going to end up with, you know, in a shrink's office after a little while. Hey, listen, you can't. Oh, so all of a sudden you're a child psychologist. There was professionals that went to bat on this. We could go on and on, but we're not gonna. But one of the coolest, coolest is the wrong word. One of the funniest tweets that I've seen so far is there was an adult star that is apparently in the MILF genre that has tweeted and said, hey, Tom, if you need anything, if you need a lap to cry on, you need anything at all, just get a hold of me. So she's out there in her 40s shooting her shot. I don't know the name. It was on the Twitter when I was seeing other interesting tweets.
I do just want to divorce because he decided to play football again.
If I don't know, but I do want to say something without highlighting the comment. If you're sexualizing what is happening between a father and a daughter, or a grandpa and a daughter, you're a fucking sicko, and you need help. If you're equating seeing a grandfather and a daughter peck on the lips and equating that to anything other than what you see, you need to seek help. Get off the internet. Go get some help. Go find your chi, whatever it is in your life, to make yourself okay.
Agreed.
And go kick fucking rocks.
Kick the rocks and have some Cheetos or something. Yeah, but all right.
Next.
Yeah, that's about enough of the Tom Brady stuff. But prevalent news, and it's good for the SEO of apparently YouTube to take Tom Brady in anything. But maybe he'll play a little bit better football. Maybe he won't. Either way, don't care. Not a Tom Brady fan. So there's been something on the picker wheel that we have spun and we've spun and we've spun. It's been on here for probably, I think, 6 weeks, and it's most drunken moment. And this could be a pretty good one, and it's going to be probably the most drunken moment that you want to share. There's been a lot of moments, and allegedly, and you know, a lot of mine have happened over 10 years ago, so I don't think I can be held accountable in the court of law.
Right.
But you know, fitting that we needed to have Logan on the show, and everybody hold on, brace yourself. Zach's typing, so it's going to get a little crazy. But yeah, so Logan, I'm going to let you go first because the rest of us have had 6 weeks to prepare, and you missed like 4 of the 6 weeks, so you don't get any time to prepare. You need to let us know one of your most drunken moments. Ready, go. That's when you have no idea.
I have my most. I mean,
back him out for a minute.
There's some that I can. I mean, like I have a bunch of really good drunk stories. Most drunken moment. I don't know if I know my most drunken moment, and I saying that I would say that I've remembered just about everything I've ever done drunk, like if it was significant.
That
obviously
sounds terrible.
Like, yes, it's horrible.
That's a heavy
all my friends legitimately, and I believe them because I was around them, they're like, dude, I don't remember that. I'm like, no, but you did that last night. And they're like, I have no recollection, and they don't. My problem is that I usually 95% of the time have remembered everything I've ever done, which sucks for my moral compass. But I don't know. I don't have the most drunken moment because there's so many different categories. I mean, And there's nothing
Okay,
major.
here's the category.
There's nothing major. It's just a lot of really silly, stupid stuff.
All right, here's the category, so we can just. It doesn't have to be the one. It doesn't have to be just a drunken moment that that people are going to appreciate and laugh about. Not
So
one of your weirdest.
someone dared me to streak naked up and down the street while I was working at the local tavern. So I was like, okay, I will absolutely do this. I need a few more people to leave so I can trust whoever is in the bar not to rob the bar. And so after about an hour and a half, it was just a bunch of us. So I turned off the lights and we kept drinking and whatever. So I stripped her right down. I'm in my shoes. And so we're in the middle of a block. I had to run down to the bridge and then run back up and back down and then come back and continue bartending because I told him the bar wasn't closed. We were just whatever. So I did so.
The bar wasn't closed and he wasn't closed.
Luckily, especially then I was very fast. I'm still not bad, but
Nobody cares.
it happened to be later on. I looked with the wind chill, the coldest night of the year. And so when I got back in, obviously everyone's laughing because Logan just streaked the street up and down and back. Like I had to run down. You guys get it. And this place was full. But by me doing this, I won for my friends a row of boobies.
Okay.
So that was the bet. If I did this, they would all do that. But the problem was when I got back, I had an innie. And it was so cold. And I never got my innie back until I woke up the next morning. Like I went to pee that night when I went home, and it was hard to pee because I was so freaking cold. I had an innie for a whole night, basically, I think.
I'm sorry, an innie?
An innie.
He means it was so cold his penis wouldn't come out.
My wiener went back in.
It gets cold up here.
And it's not to get on the size, but that's never happened before, and it never happened since. It was that cold. It was something with the wind chill that night and that year, that like with the wind chill, it was right around -35, somewhere around there. And whatever it was, it ended up being like the coldest or one of the coldest days of the year. And it was slick ice. I almost fell. The only thing I was allowed to keep my shoes on so I didn't get frostbite on my toes.
Okay, that was a terrible story. Of all the stories,
I got so many. I don't
want to hear anymore. Brandon, you're up.
Can I interject real quick?
No.
If you or someone you love suffers from erectile dysfunction, help is available for you. So I'm kidding, of course.
It's not dysfunction if it doesn't exist.
I know it was. That's why it was a joke. Similar to what he says, I can't pinpoint one. I've got a couple funny stories.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you went naked with him down the street full of Amish. And I know the story's bullshit because when he said he had a row full of boobies, there's never been more than 2 women and Doug at the same time.
There was 6 or 7 of them.
6 or 7 boobs individual.
No, 6 or 7 girls.
All right, moving on. It's Brandon's time.
Dumbest shit I've ever done. I don't drink much anymore. I haven't been drunk since January 1st, 2007. So it's been a while.
Wow, good for
Your
you.
cat's calling your bluff on that one.
No, it's Jesus Christ. Where did you come from? No, seriously, I haven't 2-3 beer buzz, nothing beyond that in a long time.
Hell yeah.
But Grandma had just died in early 2006, and I bought a 100 proof bottle of Southern Comfort.
Ugh.
The only way.
And I'm so dumb when I tell you this, boys. Like even thinking about it just makes my stomach churn.
Mine too.
I took a bottle of Lipton powdered instant tea, and I did not dilute it. I used the Southern Comfort to dilute it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just mixed the Southern Comfort into this and then mixed it up, and I chugged it. And 10 minutes I remember. And then after that, I just remember like coming in and out of all over my bed. That was not a good day. It was not a good, literally just like taking all my blankets and putting them in a pile and just throwing them over in the corner. I also remember getting really hammered in the January 1st, 2007. And I woke up 3 doors down from where I was.
From the band?
No, from the house I lived. And coincidentally enough, same as the band. It was in on their front porch. And luckily, they didn't spot me because the cops could have called or something like that because I was technically on their property. but I was sleeping like outside by like their dog bowl, or like they didn't actually have a dog house, but next to like where the dog was sleeping. I don't know how I got there. I didn't know those people, but somehow I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the place where I'm gonna stay tonight. And that's where I find. And that was the moment I was like, you know what, this is probably not good. I shouldn't be doing this. And I don't like being out of control, so I don't. And plus, my family is very heavy with alcohol and addiction, so I've got to be very careful.
Right.
But other than food, which is my main addiction.
Go Pirates. Yeah, no, that's a good story, and the fact that it was so bad, it scared you straight, I guess. You can go the other way. And there's a couple of examples in this room of going the other way, but Southern Comfort for me, not a big fan, not a big fan of that one. I haven't touched it since my 21st birthday. And when you drink a bottle of something, it ends well. So, all right, everybody, block off the next 12 minutes. Zach, we're going to let you go. And apparently you're very long-winded, according to Grim, even though he said that, and Zach's stories are long, making fun of Logan. So, and again, this is
whatever, dudes.
And if anybody is like, man, this segment sucks, why are we talking about? Hey, it was on the picker wheel. You, the amazing viewers, if you want something better on the picker wheel, then let us know, and we will add it.
Have stuff I
We
can't
should really
say.
start leaving credits on the picker wheel, like who suggested what. That way, if there's a turd, we can fully blame somebody.
I mean, if there's a turd, then we're just going to blame Grim anyway. So
That's fair. Probably was Grim.
I like Rozzy's. He got drunk and pooped on a floor in a girl's bedroom once.
Oh man,
that's
decent.
Not my drunkest moment, but a guy named Grover pooped on my porch in college.
That's a stupid name. What his parents love? Sesame Street.
I don't know. He had a lot of South Pole genes.
Grover. Was he from Cleveland?
Yeah,
I think it's from Irondequoit.
Jeans.
All right, Zach, tell us your drunken story in less than 12 minutes.
All right. So in high school,
That was a great story. Thank you. All right.
At least they got longer than the moment of silence we gave the Queen.
Or Logan's innie.
Or
Logan's innie. Because it was cold.
So in high school, we used to play this game when we were drinking.
Hide the pickle.
Where it was called the deer game. Whereas we were walking around town drunk, we would run out in front of cars, and whoever got as close to the car coming down the middle of the road won. But we'd have to stop and stare at it. So
Jesus, you do that now, they're gonna think you're a meth head.
I know. So one day we were out and we're playing the deer game, but my buddy had just gotten some night vision goggles. So we were taking turns walking around our hometown with these night vision goggles on. We were playing the deer game. And
how many teachers that you had a crush on's house did you walk by with night goggles on?
None, because actually they all lived out of town.
Okay, fair enough. He hesitated. He's lying.
I didn't know where they lived anyway. So we're walking around. We got these night vision goggles on. We're passing back and forth playing the deer game. I had the night vision goggles on, and I'm looking around as we're coming to this intersection, and there's a massive skunk off in this person's yard, but there's no light. I'm the only one that can see it. So I'm drunk as shit. I freak out and I just hoof it towards the busiest street in town. And I almost get smoked by a car like 4 times.
Shout out Park Street.
Ford. And so my buddies are all losing their mind, and I'm too drunk. They're like stopped in the middle of the road, like laughing at me because I legitimately almost got struck by multiple vehicles, ran into a vehicle that was parked. It like fell on the ground on the other side, but these fucking goggles were still on my face. So I turn around. I'm like, guys. And like, dude, that's so funny. Like, you almost got by that car. Like, that's hilarious. And I'm like, no, guys. And I just couldn't get the word skunk out. And then I'm watching this massive skunk walk behind them as they're like rolling around in the street. And it just like paced behind them for like 3 or 4 minutes before they both turned for whatever reason and saw it just standing there.
It turned and sprayed and said, dear.
Yeah. And they all just start like, they just hoof it across the street towards me. And the skunk like chases them. They almost got hit by a car. It was great.
That's a new one. That's a new one. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to top these stories. There's too many to tell, so I'm just going to summarize a decade of drunken stories. Doug's Tavern, Logan bartending, and Big Buck Hunter. And just getting drunk, playing lots of Big Buck Hunter, probably spending an entire paycheck a week at the bar.
Oh, we
singing.
spent a lot of money on that fucking game.
Seen a lot of weird stuff, from people getting offers that Tom Brady's getting while sitting at a bar stool. Seeing a lot of good people come and go, and I'm not gonna do it funny, but there was a lot of regulars that aren't here anymore. Maybe they drank a little bit too much. Maybe it was just bad timing. But either way, it was a sad run for a little bit. There was like a good stretch of a whole entire side to a corner that passed away from the Doug's Tavern crew in a very, very short amount of time. And not to get too serious, but drinking can be pretty shitty. And,
lost a lot of good men out there.
Lost a lot of good men. But yeah, just a lot of good times, in the younger days. And this is when I officially feel old. So.
Wait a minute. All right.
Well,
that's the best you got.
That's the best I'm going to say. I mean, if you guys laid duds, why am I going to leave my good ones? I mean, I can't polish a turd. And that's you guys are. If that was your drunken moment ever, that wasn't your best story. Why am I going to give you my best
story? If you want to try polishing a turd, send a picture of the Logan at beardlaws.com.
But like you said, there's a lot of stories that apparently you probably shouldn't say. You probably should say. But I'll give you a quick one. St. Patty's Day. I don't remember the year. Ogdensburg, New York. Pretty drunk time. It always leads with the dump of a facility that I used to work with, has a bowling tournament, and shout out Ogdensburg Bowling. You guys are awesome. You can't go in there and not come out sober. And if anybody is local and you've went into the bowling alley in Ogdensburg, across from McDonald's next to Jerry's, and you came out sober, you must not drink at all. But either way, great people, great owners. And so we were at the bowling alley. Starts with a huge tournament. You get drunk and real drunk. And the next thing you know, we're a little bit of some alcoholics. So we get a little more drunk. And I'll never remember a buddy of mine, shout out Greg, DDS band member, which we get copywritten at least 7 times a day, but we won 12th today. So we're ahead of the game. And I look over and he's still kind of holding his bowling ball. And we decided St. Patty's Day, we're going to do an Irish car bomb. Poor dude. So torn up. He went to do that in the entire because there it's just glass cup. You take the shot, drop it in there, and you got to pound it before it curdles. Guinness with the Baileys and everything. And he just went and just dropped it, and it spilled everywhere. And he goes, "Well, shit. Guess I better get heading home." So he fucking starts walking in March. Still snow, still ice, still really cold where we're from. Walking down the street with his bowling ball. Pretty good walk. Pretty good drunk. Didn't talk to him for about 18 hours. He went home. I think he had maybe his first kid at the time, and he was in a legitimate coma from drinking for 18 hours that we were so goddamn drunk. We thought it was a good idea. We're going to go to the next bar. Ogdensburg, for whatever reason. I'm going to say, how many people you think in Ogdensburg?
I think the last census was like 12,000.
12,000 people, 37 bars.
At the time of the story.
At the time of the story, there was a lot of places to go. So we decided to go from this bar to this bar. And the reason why I think it's the most drunk that I've ever been, I got to the point where I physically could not drink another drop of alcohol. Like I was just done and I could not drink. I felt terrible, didn't know what to do, and started to walk home from Ogdensburg, which is 15 miles or so, I'd start to guess. And it was cold. And yes, legendary bowling alley stories. Rickett knows. Hey, what's up, Joe? But if you didn't get a rocket, you can't sit with
Hi, Darcel.
But just Brandon, if you ever come up here, we're going to bring you to the bowling alley and you're going to see everything that we're talking about. But
do they serve wings?
No food. Well,
there's a vending machine.
I can get you wings from Doug's.
No, we're talking about the bowling alley.
I know, but we can bring wings to bowling alley.
I can get you wings. I love bar food.
Yes, there's no food. There is a bar, and you can bet horses.
Yeah, you can. OTB.
And you could play a game in New York called Quick Draw. It's kind of like Keno.
And there's some scratchy lotteries there.
Scratchy women.
Yes.
Scratchy women.
And potentially, maybe
a lot of those.
Maybe you could get crashed.
Speaking of which,
speaking of the bowling alley and scratchy things, does anybody remember any funny things scratched on the stalls of bar bathroom walls?
No.
Anything good? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Did you ever call a number on a bathroom stall wall?
No.
Nope. Sorry. I mean,
like there's funny jokes and stuff. Like I once saw a thing that said Logan was here, and it literally looked exactly like my handwriting, but it wasn't me. Like I didn't do it.
Okay.
I would never deface something like that.
Yeah, okay.
But I remember. I can't remember where I was. I was like, oh,
I only defaced.
Oh no, I'm gonna get arrested.
That was lame. I only deface when I'm shit faced. Logan, you even had a story about the time you got arrested for public urination. That was a better story than
It's
the time
such a
I ran
bullshit
naked.
story. I was so fucking mad at that.
But we're gonna save it for another time because we've
right.
all went through there. But I'm just saying, there's many more examples where we are.
It has everything to do with a fight a fight at a bar, and I'm peeing out back of a lesbian bar where one would not think that the guys' room is full. All 3 guys in line. I was gonna pee my pants. I go outside. I'm peeing. There's a fight. Comes out across the street, and instead of stopping the fight, the 2 cops pull in to stop the fight. See this little dude peeing and decide to give me a ticket instead of stopping this massive fight across the bar. And I know why, because they did not want to have to deal with the fight. So I got a public urination ticket, peeing outside of a lesbian bar because the cops were a bunch of wusses.
Fuck the police. Anyways,
Coming
apparently,
straight off the underground.
apparently
I'm
we're
so
we're not gonna skip the story. We're gonna tell it. Logan told it. I mean, that's the story. That's
In a nutshell.
I mean, in a penis shell.
Yeah, it's Seaway Festival weekend. Everybody drinks and pees on the streets all night long. They strictly did not want to deal with this fight.
Or your shit.
Granted, my friend then took the paper clipping, put it inside of my big mug, and it's still there today. And that was
Not his actual mug, like his face, like in a beer mug. But either way,
that was 17 years ago almost. No, 18 years ago.
the best part was he used to say how he was fast, and clearly he's not fast enough to outrun a couple of police
I had my innie in my hand. I couldn't move.
in the middle of summer. Yes, the middle of summer. Yes, if you want to see just an absolute shit show, I don't recommend it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that live for this shit. I'm from up here. I could give a shit about Seaway Festival. They think they're creative around here. They call it Seaway Mestival, and it's just
It's
one of the stupidest events in the entire planet. Yeah. And I'll stay. It unfortunately could go towards a good cause. It doesn't. But there's 90% of people that truly don't give a shit about what we're talking about. So we're gonna move on from that, and I can't blame you because I'm part of that 90%. But
Next,
no disrespect to the people that put it on, the causes that why they do it, and everything. All that's cool. But what people have turned, and I'm sure that goes where you are too, Brandon. There's probably a bunch of great events that just turned into, the idiots are taking over, like song by NoFX, and it just happens.
shout out Fat Mike.
No, we're not gonna.
No, we're not going to shout out Fat Mike. Fuck Fat Mike.
No, not only that. I mean, Fat Mike doesn't need a shout out.
No, he's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
A pizza place around midnight. That was.
I threw up on a Planned Parenthood one time.
Nobody cares. We're over the drunken stories. We're
not as a protest, just necessity.
Philip Steiner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a funny story.
Ooh,
please, will you tell a story? Because
real quick, I don't tell long stories. So this has nothing to do with alcohol, but it has everything to do with getting rid of a bodily fluid onto something. I was hanging out with a couple buddy friends of mine, and we were all like late teens. I'm talking like they were probably, 18. One was 18, one was 17, one was 16. And mom and dad had gotten a divorce several years before. Mom had turned to the stage of like, I'm 45 and I'm going to live a wild life. Good for her, right? Whatever you want to do. So she had a much younger guy friend over, and it was like 7:00 at night, and hanky panky was happening. And it was not a quiet hanky panky by any means. So just imagine being a young child or an adolescent or older than that, a teenager, late teenager, and your mom's in the back room getting slammed, and you can hear it, and all your friends are hanging out with you because we were there with them. So one of my friends whose mother was, enjoying herself, decided to go out to the guy's car whose windows were down and piss inside of the window of the car. So we all got out there and joined him, and so it's just awful. Guy comes out. What the hell is all of this? Didn't know what it was, and of course, hadn't been there ruminated long enough for it to get a sense of smell. Didn't like touch it and try it or anything like that. But that was fun time. That was good. I'll never forget that story.
Wow, you pegged it pretty good, even with the with the arc and the lean back. That's
because the window wasn't all the way down. It was like there was like a crack. But if you could arc it. You can if you just squeeze the tip just right.
That is a hard flex, but bodily fluid.
On a side tangent to that, similar thing. I heard a kerfuffle on my front porch one day growing up in my mom's house.
Why couldn't you just say argument?
Well,
I heard a kerfuffle.
It wasn't an argument. It was a kerfuffle.
All
A
right.
calamity, perhaps. Anyway, it was on my front porch.
Spat.
So I walked down the stairs, which then lead right to the glass door looking at my front porch. And my alcoholic neighbor had his penis in my mail slot. And he was pissing on my front porch. And then he did it 5 more times throughout before I graduated.
Yeah.
Was he not a fan of you guys?
No, he's just an alcoholic. He took his boat away. The Canadians kept his boat because he floated across the river because he was passed out on his boat by himself.
I mean, I know a lot of alcoholics. They've never put their wiener in other people's mail slots, you know.
Yeah, multiple times.
Was the flag at least up?
No, it's a mail slot
Mail
in a
slot.
Oh,
Mail slot. He was.
oh
his
mail
penis
slot
was
the-
in my
oh,
house,
the-
but he wasn't.
What kind of? I mean, that's got to be a felony.
I hope so. I was only 16.
Good for him for having.
I would
big
have.
enough,
Did you kick? I would have kicked it.
Good enough for him for having a big
He
enough
was
penis.
peeing. I was having
God damn it! You guys
Nah.
are ruining. How do I mute both of these
Still would've
motherfuckers,
kicked it.
Brandon? All right, Brandon. that's- Jesus Christ! I had a perfect joke about a penis in a mailbox, and neither of them could shut up for 2 seconds. This is a better show already. Give us. You know, if you guys are in the chat and you think this is a much better show, then
I like this show.
just let it know. I'm about to remove this capability of this producer. Put it. I got a new poll. I want everybody to pay
It's my dick
attention.
in a box.
If you're not on YouTube, go to the YouTube because we have a very serious question that's going to be in a poll. So, Brandon, you're not trying any food tonight, right?
I mean, I back up if you need me to. I've got some
Nah,
stuff.
we can save it for
That's
there.
fine.
All right. All right. New poll in the chat and the YouTube. So make sure you guys check that out. Yeah. It's a little bit familiar, Joe, except for you're on the other end of that. But all right, yeah, if you guys want, Brandon's got some merch. We're gonna show that. Go to BrandonJMcDermott.com/shop. He's got you guys should check out the book. There's one back there, right over here. Somewhere.
Oh.
It's the one that says Abandoned Brandon. I haven't read it yet. Logan's read it. I'm sorry.
It's fantastic.
Sorry, I'm a bad friend, Brandon. I haven't.
You're
read
not
it.
a bad friend. You've
That's true.
for lack of a better term, you pimped the book well enough for me. And
That's fair.
I don't sell the book to make money. I sell it to tell the story. So, and
Is that Waffle Mafia shirt newer?
which
why have I
one?
never
Oh
seen
no. Yeah, it's newer. It's not,
I love the artwork on that.
dude, Fiverr, man. I paid $75 for all of that. And all those, the ones that are like that are really, really good.
Wow,
And,
that looks so cool.
I told him I wanted that. I wanted me as the mafia don, in a if you can click on it, I think maybe not, but in a cigar in my mouth. I don't know how you're have a cigar in your mouth with a knife and fork and you're eating waffles, but it's
Listen,
silly. But there's
I've seen a
waffles.
lot of
Because
people
you're in
do
the
that.
mafia, you can.
Right. I'm the waffle mafia don. That's the joke. And so, I'm the king of the waffle mafia. But it's great artwork. The way they were able to cartoon me.
Yep.
And it was great. But I love that one.
No, that's awesome. I don't know why I haven't seen that before, or maybe I've seen it before and I just made it like I hadn't, just to kind of, organically sell a couple shirts. So
Sure.
yeah, you see what I did there? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently Elo's like, don't fire him. So if anybody wants the chat right now, should we fire producer Zach? And it's 50-50.
Whoa.
Wasn't expecting a 50-50. Elo says, don't fire him, just make him do something
I
ridiculous.
was writing the plug for Brandon, and you put up a poll about firing me?
I mean, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting it to be so close. There's more votes right now to fire you than there is for you to start a book club. I don't know how you feel about that.
Which one was more serious? Because I thought the book club was a joke.
Oh, the book club was serious, but
You're hesitating.
yeah, no. I mean, if I wanted to fire you, we would sit down and be like, listen, this isn't working out. But we're going to let this poll ride just because I can't let it end at 50-50. So again, we're on
For a
the
second,
YouTube.
I thought it was 80-20 for yes.
Yeah.
I think I can't see that far.
It's 80-20 that you're going to interrupt me 80 more times in
100%.
this 20 last minutes. But all right. Seriously, I'm going to vote for you. Oh, look at that. It's slightly shifted. Slightly. Okay. All right. So let's spin the picker wheel. We haven't spent a lot of time on the picker wheel, and we're gonna do some articles. If anybody has any questions, anything that they want on this picker wheel, let us know. If not, we're gonna spin this now, and we're going to just kind of hopefully not get a Favorite pretzel brand.
Ooh.
I can fuck with this.
Favorite
Big
what?
pretzels. Favorite pretzel brand. Favorite brand of pretzels. I really like the ones that you can buy at Aldi. They're the pub style ones. They're like a garlic and onion. They're in a yellow bag. I'm drawing a blank on the brand, but
Clancy's.
I don't think it's Clancy's. Is it?
Utz.
Almost positive
It's not
Clancy's.
Utz. But either way, Aldi pretzel pub. That's going to be my go-to. I won't interrupt anybody when I have my answer. I'll wait timingly. The accordingly timing when you guys hesitate in there. But if you guys want to, they're my favorite. Garlic and onion, just awesome. Brandon, what do you got?
Are we talking soft or hard?
Giggity. Either. Yeah, they are Clancy's. You're right.
I assume
Both
we're talking hard pretzels. You can't go wrong with soft pretzels. I mean, if you have a bad soft pretzel, then you're sad. Of course, Dots is great. I don't know if you guys have had Dots. It's a pretty widely known brand. I think the seasoning on those are fantastic. And for me, I'm not a fan of just pretzel and salt on the outside. If it's just a hard pretzel, that like the dusted seasoning is perfect. Pretzels.com does a good one. And they didn't sponsor me, so I'm not pushing them. They did send me product that was for free, and I tried them. And they had a cinnamon sugar one. They had a Parmesan one that was decent. They have a honey mustard one, which is normal to have. That's pretty good too.
Yep.
It's the one that you've probably seen on Facebook or Instagram with that little like spin-off like cylinder box. Well, not a box if it's a cylinder, but you know what I mean.
I think we're on different Facebooks. I don't get a lot of food stuff.
Get a lot of ED stuff. I'm joking. Snyder's is good, but again, not a huge pretzel guy. Unless we're talking soft.
Okay. Giggity. Yeah, I'm a big pretzel guy. What do you Logan, Zach, what are you guys thinking?
Go ahead, Zach.
Dots or Snyder's of Hanover. Dots, I like the honey mustard. And for Snyder's of Hanover, I only like the chunks. I don't really ever get like the whole pretzel actually, but I do the what is it? Oh, it's honey mustard and onion actually, I believe. Pretty tasty. Shout out to Augsburg Bowling Alley for always having those in their vending machine.
There we go. Yeah, good for them. Even though they don't stock them themselves, but
no, I know, but they always have them.
It's true. True.
They can say no, don't put them in there.
No, they can't. They don't own the vending machine.
Well, they can say, hey, kindly.
No, they can't. They can't do that. That's not how it works.
Kindly.
Moving on.
You met them, right?
Moving on. Logan.
Never put much on them. I think I've never had a bad Snyder pretzel, so I'd probably say Snyder's. I'm not a huge fan. The Utz long stem twisty looking things are pretty gosh darn good. But not a huge pretzel guy.
Gosh darn good. This is the worst show ever.
Gosh darn good.
157.
If you're talking pretzels, you have to say gosh darn good. They're fucking good because pretzels aren't fucking good.
No, they are.
They're gosh darn good if you are a pretzel person.
What's our take on the pretzel combo?
It's not a pretzel, so
I'm kind of like, if I'm going to eat a pretzel, I'll go with the combo.
You're so. This is.
I like the pretzel.
Listen, I apologize.
It's a nice combo, isn't it?
Listen, I'm on the big screen, so you guys have to shut up. I apologize, everybody that's taking some time to watch this show. This is the worst show we've ever done. This is terrible. I do apologize. I don't think we were overly prepared, and I just apologize that you got to look at Zach. And I mean, he looks okay with his bleached shirt. I didn't know those were a thing still.
Shout out Natty T Artistry.
Why is everything shout out? All right, please, can we get a better vote for yes on this? We just need 2 yeses, and we can get them right off the show. I'm over. You guys have ruined pretzels for me, and they're my favorite food in the entire planet. Ruined pretzels.
I want to bring you in a pound of pretzels and a pound of candy corn tomorrow, and you're just going to be all giddy.
There's a chance, but it's not going to help the show tonight. I'm over it. Brandon, we're going to spin the picker wheel.
Yes, for the final Beard Laws Thursday show of all time.
Yes.
57 was it, huh?
3 years, 1 episode. Done. And for anybody that's wondering, I'm definitely just kidding. I'm just in a mood to kind of fuck with these guys because I can, and it's fun for me. But
it's your house.
It is. I mean, it is a terrible show. Not just this one. I don't know why people watch our show, but we have fun with it, and that's all that matters. Lots of laughs, lots of just messing with each other. What do we got here? Favorite desserts, hot or cold?
I wanted that to say desert so bad.
I just copy and paste when people put them
in. You can eat sand if you want, dude.
So again, Christian, John, Razi, Anybody that has questions they want on the picker wheel, just fire them away. I'll get them in there. So we're gonna do. We're gonna start with Brandon, the food daddy, the Waffle Mafia.
What was the question?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Favorite
dessert,
desserts,
hot
or cold?
Hot or cold?
Oh.
Best dessert of all time. You can't go wrong with any of them, and I'm not saying you're bad. Pecan pie, warmed up, not too hot, but it's already been baked. It's cooled down. You rewarm it up in a microwave for about 25 seconds. A little bit of vanilla ice cream on top. It's the best.
Okay. I know it's not a debate, but I can't. I don't fuck with the pecan, whatever we call them. I don't fuck with them. It's just not my cup of tea. We got a key lime pie in there. If we're gonna go pie, why can't we just stick with like an apple? If we're gonna go soup, chicken noodle, I go with the staples.
Got no problem with apple. Got no problem with cherry. I don't like pumpkin.
But
I will say this: pecan is something you take with you on a long road trip. So remember that. Pecan.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Take pecan on a long road trip.
Gosh darn, that sounds fantastic.
You heard it here first, man.
You done with that Mountain Dew bottle?
Pecan is where it's at. Mm-hmm.
All right, what are you guys, Logan? What are you going?
I'm not a huge fan of the company Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream.
So you're not a fan of them, but it's your favorite?
What do you have against Ben and or Jerry?
I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but I remember something. I was like, "What the fuck? They did that?" But like, I can't remember what it was. But it is easily the best ice cream I've ever had. But I don't eat a lot of sweets. I don't eat a lot of dessert. Like I might have dessert 5 or 6 times a year. Like I don't like sweets anymore. I don't.
All right,
I get
you
my
are
sugar from
really
this.
bringing down the mood here. So, Zach, I
sorry.
don't like desserts anymore. But if I had to, I'll pick an ice cream of a brand that I hate, and it's this ice cream.
If I can remember what it is, I will tell you. I just can't remember what it was.
Cold as eclair cake, warm as apple pie with vanilla ice cream. The only Ben and Jerry's controversy that you can find on the internet is one from 2021 where they just boycotted selling their ice cream in Israel because of human rights violations.
That wasn't.
Are you really involved in the Israeli-Palestine conflict? You got skin in that race.
That was. Yes, I do. No, that wasn't it. There was something, and it was so piddly that I was like, oh, that's fucked up.
Are you a big Unilever investor when they sued Unilever?
I don't even know what Unilever is.
It's the parent company of Ben and Jerry's.
But Ben and Jerry's sued Ben and Jerry's?
Well, no, they sued their parent company.
Hey, guess who officially doesn't care? Everybody watching. All right, moving on. You guys can have your lovers quarrel after the show,
and we will.
They will, and we'll. It's weird. We'll put it on. If you guys want any access to this, let me know. We'll send it out from Logan's email, but
it'll be on our Patreon.
Yeah, it won't. It won't. I don't even think that's a thing. Although every once in a month I do get $3.90. So thank you. That buys one tall Genesee cream ale. I mean, you guys have just derailed. Every time we have a topic, you guys just like fucking butcher it. Like, what are we even talking about? Desserts?
What's your favorite dessert?
Are you guys going to give me a chance to even answer it?
Let's hear it.
It's ice cream.
Great, Logan.
Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. You already missed it. You missed your chance to produce. Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream is my favorite cold, and I already said apple pie. Dude, I'm gonna break your fucking fingers. Somebody vote yes. All right, it's official. We're gonna have to fire producer Zach after this. This is the worst show. I'm sorry for everybody watching this. It's Zach's fault. Members only video. All right, we're going to spin the wheel again because holy fuck. Let's see if we can get through a decent answer from these knuckleheads. Brandon, how about me and you just have a conversation about our favorite Mandela effect? I don't even know what the fuck one of those is.
It's where you remember something that didn't happen. For example, do you remember the Berenstain Bears when you were a kid, the books?
Mm-hmm. No.
There are a bunch of books.
I know who they are, but I don't.
Yeah. It's not Berenstain, it's Berenstain. Stain. And
Bernie
so the way it's spelled, Berestain, something like that.
Okay.
I've always remembered it, and a lot of folks always remember it as Berenstain Bears. Not the Berenstain Bears, but it's the Berenstain Bears the way it's spelled.
I think I remember it as the Bernstein Bears.
There's another one. What's his bucket? Black guy from the 90s comedian.
Oh, that explains it.
Was in Shazam.
Shaq.
Oh, Shaq.
No, it wasn't Shaq. It was another guy who. Oh goodness.
Well,
look
let's
this
look
up
up the characters from Shazam.
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
It was Sinbad.
No, it wasn't Sinbad, but that's the thing. People remembered Sinbad as being in Shazam, and it wasn't.
I don't remember.
Sinbad and never was in Shazam. So look, just look if you get a chance, for those of you online or offline, to look up Mandela Effect and a lot of the different things. A couple of them will ring true with you. A couple of these will definitely ring true.
Okay, so I pulled up from goodhousekeeping.com. Apparently, the 50. What the hell did they do it? The Mandela effect is a phenomenon that makes us question even the most mundane memories from the past. In June 2019, the famed New York Times crossword puzzle made it a theme.
Go to number 2.
So the first one is Curious George, but no description. Number 1, Nelson Mandela's death. So apparently that was a thing. Him
Go to number 2.
People thought he died in prison. Going to 2. Jif and Jiffy.
Yeah. Can you bring that up on the screen?
Anything for you.
Real quick. People remember it as Jiffy, the peanut butter. Do anybody remember it as Jiffy? It's not everybody. It's always been Jif. It was never Jiffy.
I remember people saying Jiffy.
Go to the next one is another good one too. It was never the first one. It was always the second one. People remember it as TOON because it's cartoons, but it's never been Looney Tunes that spelled that way. The second one is the correct one. So some of these are, and the fourth one is where I was talking about. The Berenstein Bears, how it was spelled. The first one is incorrect. It's
right.
It doesn't.
I know that. I know this one because we read those books to my kids all the time, and I was like, "It's Berenstain."
You mean the wife read because you can't.
No? Oh gosh, no! I read.
Oh, you can read. No,
I can read.
Okay. What do we got? Curious George's tail. Never had a tail.
Never. Yep.
The fuck does a monkey not have a tail?
That's why he's in a zoo. He couldn't be out.
He's half human, half monkey.
You know, he's not. He's 100% monkey.
He's 100% monkey, but he's pretty smart.
But minus a tail. Do all monkeys have tails? If not, they'd be baboons, right?
All monkeys do not have big tails,
but they have fucking tails, right?
7 and 8 are a couple of good ones.
They might have a coccyx.
Yeah, and they probably play with a shuttlecock and they play badminton, right? All right, Sex in the City. Sex. Oh, I knew it as Sex and the City.
And the City, yep.
That's a different one, but 7 and 8 are good.
Well, we had to get through 5 and 6 to get to 7.
I know.
Febreze.
So again, Febreze. It was the second one. The first one never existed. So it's the idea that we remember things that aren't actually there.
This doesn't exist. Somebody photoshopped that because that looks fucking good.
It does look, but no, it's not real.
They probably hired Fiverr.
It's always been Febreze. Yeah.
Huh. I recognize the bottle. What's the bottle? Windex, and they just put a Febreze logo.
That's your natural Febreze bottle that we get here.
Okay, so chimpanzees don't have tails, but he's a fucking monkey. He's right. Sorry, I'm curious about George. All right, Oscar Mayer. Yeah, like John Mayer. John Mayer is the Bologna Company. It's his uncle Oscar, and his friend was Grover, who was from Cleveland. Everybody knows
this
that.
show has spiraled.
Stupidest show
so
ever. All right.
People that think the Oscar Mayer one is with an E is dumb because there's a song about it.
Right.
My hot dog.
Yeah, but
had a first.
People
name.
now don't even know what that song. Don't even know that song exists.
We should bring it back. Brady, want to make a TikTok with the Oscar Mayer song?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll do it right after the show. You
when
guys
my
can
3-year-old was small, that would be the only way to make her stop crying for a while is to sing the Oscar Mayer Bologna song.
I knew there wasn't a T in Skechers.
Here's one that's several pages ahead of you.
Oh,
Star Wars fans out there, Luke, I am your father. That was never the line. It's always no, I am your father.
Yeah, but from Cable Guy, he said it right.
Yeah. No, I mean,
he says Luke. Yeah.
I am your brother. That's what Logan always used to say to his brother.
It is, and then he'd punch me in the face because he was.
And you may remember these correctly, but some of these, this is a silly one. I don't know. For some reason, people distinctly remember the portrait having a turkey leg. Yeah, I don't remember.
I know. I was thinking that
no,
like the turkey leg. I was thinking he had a weird bulge for his dick or something.
I don't remember a turkey leg.
I don't know. Instantly, they're
who holds
different
a turkey
colors.
like that?
Not a fucking turkey, it's a leg. Anyways, Monopoly. Again.
Yeah, not having a monocle. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there's if you do a deep dive on this on Reddit, you'll see a bunch of these, and this is a great article, of course, with 50 of them.
Oh,
Yeah, no dash between the Kit Kat, the hyphen. Huh?
No
Oh,
shit.
no, I've eaten too many Kit Kats to fall for that one.
So you're a dasher?
No. I know there's no dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Rigged. Backed by it's gone. Fuck
No cornucopia.
There's no cornucopia?
Darcel said Fruit of the Loom.
That's what he's like. Hold on, boys. Let me check. Slips him off.
As a Gildan.
Huh. Shout out
Tom. Here's a good one.
Oh, no Z.
Okay.
Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
I think I say Cheez-Its.
Everyone says Cheez-Its, but there's Cheez-It. But plural, would you like a Cheez-It or would you like some Cheez-Its?
I think it's
you know what my buddy
Cheez-Its.
calls the little pieces of stuff that you eat at the little pieces of bread or crackers that you eat at church during communion? Calls them Cheez-Its.
That's good. That's pretty good. That's good.
When we drive by the
Mandela
Catholic
noticed
church
these?
in town, my 3-year-old says, "Dad, that castle has bread in it."
1 F on the double stuff. There's not 2.
Okay, it took me.
Some of these are weird, but yeah, this one's a weird one. Is she smiling versus is she not smiling? Right.
I could give a fuck about that one.
He has a silver leg. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan,
That's
you probably
explained
know.
in the books.
Is it Flintstones or is it Flint Stones?
Flintstones. It's the Flintstones.
Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten that one wrong
Neither of those look right to me.
because it's a Flint stone, of course, right?
I think Flintstones looks like normal.
I'm
to
just
me.
more concerned with Betty on that show.
Don't care about the castle. Ed McMahon. Don't care about you. Play it again, Sam. There's the Luke. I am your father.
Luke, I am your father.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
But again, I think part of these, though, to your point, Matt, is they're repeated in another movie, and we remember that second movie as what it was.
So yeah, I would have thought it was Life is Like a Box of Chocolates, not Life was like a Box of Chocolates. Apparently, I didn't listen close enough.
The whole movie is a retrospect, so that makes sense.
It does make sense. Huh. What a great movie.
Yeah, love that movie.
Mirror, Mirror, I don't care about that one. What do we got here? Black Eyed Pete, don't care about that.
Is that
We're gonna do this
she
one
did
again.
or did not pee her pants?
Okay, we're definitely the sunglasses.
Everybody redoes this scene with the sunglasses, I think is what it is.
Looks like he's holding a dildo.
It does.
Beardo.
Does it? Huh. I would have thought sunglasses too.
But your eyes weren't on his face.
Nope. It was the thing that was trying to get in his mouth.
Oh boy.
Never seen that. Worst show ever. Worst show ever. All right,
We were going long on the worst show ever.
we got into the hopefully this is just a Mandela effect of a show for this week, and we can all just forget that this one had. All kidding aside, no, that was
Good
fun.
job on that one. That
Thank
was
you.
That
good.
was nice.
Thank you.
I'm surprised it's been named after Nelson Mandela. I thought it was named after the Mandelas, like the sand art from where they.
Well, because people thought he died in prison.
In the 80s.
That was where it started. Yeah. And he actually never died.
He was the president.
I know. Well, you're
And-
privy to history and, that he lived for many years afterwards. But
Like Christian said, Mandela actually did notice all of these. He was very a wise person.
He was very a wise person.
Yes.
Very a wise
Or did
person.
I say just wise?
Hey, there was a couple of new faces in the chat. Thank you for being here, and hopefully you'll come back. The familiar faces, we can't thank you enough as well. And these faces, we can't thank you enough. We'll be back Tuesday for some Triple T. You never know who's going to show up, but probably the same people. And we'll be back next Thursday, 1:58, for a probably is equal terrible show. But either way, this is fun for us, and I can't thank you dudes enough. And I got nothing else to say. Let's go ahead. We'll hit the outro. We'll get the copyright strike, and I'll fight it tomorrow. So
Nita thinks it was a good show.
it was a great show.
Bye, everyone.
We
Bye,
thank-
Darcel.
Christian D thinks we're rad.
It is.
We are rad.
We are.
Yeah.
Great stream, honestly. Hey, we
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And yeah. See?
And yeah. And shout out to our YouTube members before we go, because it can't be a show without it. Nita, Autumn, Metal Queen, Zach Sweeney, Toby's Army, Bomber 521, Grimlock, Elo, Lalita, Copper John's Beard Company. Use any of their codes in here except for Logan's, because he doesn't really know what a code is. Barely even knows a code to get into the school that he works at. Willie Webbs, Rozzy Gardner, you've been whacking off. Jennifer
Thursday?
McCowan, Kush Kelly, Navy Jesse 50, Brooke Phelps, Eugene Skeeter, Michael Kelly, I wish we could really ramp up this ticker. Producer Zach, if there's one thing you could figure out, program how to get this fucking ticker going a little bit faster. Firelord, Jennifer Suits, Kevin Van Cleve, Angelin Coons, Joe Myers, 69, even though it's an 86, because that's where he was born. That's his entire full name. You could look it up if you don't believe me, and his social security is in there somewhere too. Michael Kruger, related to Freddie, Valhalla Queen, Amanda B. Fitz, Jake Pinlata, Rob motherfucking Jones is back as a subscriber. We'll be back Tuesday. Same time, same place. Can't thank you guys enough. Sorry for everybody that now has vertigo from watching Zach type on that keyboard. We're going to get a better setup with a camera. We'll be better prepared, or we might not. But either way, thank you guys enough. Thanks, dudes in the studio. A lot of good laughs, a lot of good times. That's what this is all about, just getting away from the world and having to watch news like Tom Brady's getting divorced, because who really cares except for that MILF? So go get her, Tom. And apparently we have not missed much of a football game. I just got a text message that this game stinks. These teams are terrible. And shout out DraftKings. Use code, use my link. It'll be down there, and I'll get $100 and you'll get $100. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
Bye.